Hello, I'm John BenderWaffles Aljets, and let's celebrate the fact that this is the 10th episode of this series. Yeah! So today we're going to expand upon the work that we did in the last episode, where we designed ourselves some dungeons for our game. Now, what good is a dungeon that doesn't have some sort of puzzle element to it? I'll tell you, a dungeon without a puzzle is effectively a really lame maze with a lot of grinding. It's not a lot of fun, so we're going to use basic variables to create a fairly simple, yet effective puzzle. Let's get over to my computer and get started. Alright guys, so we're in our dungeon. We're going to be doing two things really quick. We're going to be showing, or I'm going to be showing you rather, switches and then variables. We're doing switches first because it's a lot more simple and easier to go over, and then variables we'll cover a little bit later on in the tutorial because those are pretty much the backbone of puzzle scripting, in my opinion. At least when I'm working with puzzles and really anything within game development, variables are really where the majority of the action, so to speak, is. But first things first, we're here on the first level of the Snow Temple. We made this in the dungeon tutorial a couple episodes back. You'll notice that right here we have like a great area rather, where we can put a door. It's just one wide, so it's easy for us to block off. Just make sure that you're here in the event section and find the spot where you're wanting to put the door. We're going to put it down here near the bottom of the wall. Right click, new. Okay, let's call this something. Let's call this switch door. Not switch dort, switch door. And let's choose an image for it. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this door right here. Okay, we're going to put a direction fix on it. Basically, that just... I don't know if that necessarily does anything for the purposes of this, but I put it on there because I'm kind of just used to it. Whenever I'm working with a... with an event that I don't want necessarily for the player to be able to move it around, I always set the direction fix. I'm almost 100% sure that it's not necessary for this script to work, but I do it anyways. Okay, now we aren't going to do anything else with this yet, because the first thing I have to do, first of all, click apply and click OK. So now that's going to put a door there that our character can't pass through. Now we need to put a switch that gets rid of that door. Now we're going to put a physical switch, but you can do whatever you want. You could have it be like the door opens when you open this specific chest, or you talk to this guy and he's like, oh, I'll unlock the door, and he unlocks the door, you know, whatever. But for the purposes of this, just to make it simple, and for illustrative purposes so that you can really get into your head that this event is working through a switch, we are going to use an actual switch. So we're going to put that switch right here. So yet again, right click, new script, or new event rather, and we're going to call this switch. And we're going to set the image to a switch. Let's go with, yeah, you know what? I actually really like that one. So, although let's look through here. What do we got? No, you know what? That's the best one. So we're going to use that. Click OK. Now we're going to go here and we're going to do some text. Show text. Let's just do, it's a giant switch. Flip it. Preview it. Make sure it looks good. Looks good. Okay. Now we're going to show choices. You don't have to do this. This isn't necessary. You could make it so that it automatically does it when you use it. But I kind of want this to look cleaner. So I'm going to give the player some choices. So show choices, yes or no. Under the yes, we'll have them say something. Why not? Cool, looks good. Okay, now what we'll do is we're going to play a sound effect. Go over to your second tab, go down to play sound effect. And then let's find something that sounds about right. Let's turn this down so I don't blow out your ears. That sounded pretty good. That sounded better. So let's go with that, and let's, no, not the pan. Let's mess with the pitch a little bit. That sounds nice. Okay, let's get that back up to 90. Okay. And then let's put in a wait. Also under the second tab, timing right here, wait. Now, when you're waiting for a specific period of time. There is, I believe it's, yeah, you'll see that 1 out of 60 frames. Yeah, whatever. We're going to have it wait for 5. So we're doing that so that the sound effect has time to play before our player starts doing other stuff. It's not necessary, but it's cleaner. Now we're going to go over here, and I believe it's in tab 1. Yes, we're going to go here to control switches. Now, I've already set up a switch for this during my testing, but basically when you're creating a switch, you just choose an empty one and you name it. So I'm actually going to rename this one for the purpose of this and just go switch door. Okay, click apply. And now make sure that you set it so that the operation turns it on. So now the switch is on. Let's clean it up by doing something with the no. So when he says no, it's going to say, I think I'll wait on that. Looks good. Okay, so now this is the actual activation of the switch script is all right there. Now, again, you can do it without the choices and it would work perfectly fine. This is just kind of to clean it up and to make it a little bit nicer for the player to actually use. Now we're going to go new event page, because what we need to do is we need to change the animation and make it so the player can't really do anything with it else. So new event page, and we're going to do when the switch is on. So yeah, just make sure that you have the first switch thing set to switch door. And then let's change the image to the switch over. Okay. So we don't need it to do anything. It doesn't need to be interactable. You could make it so that it turns the switch off, but we're not going to mess with that at this point in time. That gets a little bit too much. This is going to be a one-way switch. So click OK. Now we go down over here to our door. And what we do is new event page. And when switch 0001, switch door, is on, no graphic, no text, the door is just gone. We can do this because when our player is up here, they can't see this door. So we don't have to worry about having any sort of animation, having it disappear when the switch is activated, anything like that. Just as soon as you flip this, that event is just going to switch to event page 2, and the door is going to disappear. And so we're going to take this into a playtest and show that off. If all worked as planned, we should have a door here right now that we can't pass through, that we can't do anything with. We can go back up, and it's a giant switch. Flip it. Let's say no. I'll wait on that. If you look, door's still there. But now let's flip it. Why not? That flips it, we get the sound effect, and the door's gone. So now we can move down to the second floor. Now as we're running through here, you'll be able to see that there's yet another spot where we can have some sort of doorway to block us from getting into this room. Now this is where we're going to use variables. So go down to Snow Temple B1, and let's create yet another door. New door. And let's have this door be this stone door here. Blah, 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 direction fix. Okay, cool. And we're actually going to have this one, well, first of all, name it. We're going to call this one Angel Door, because we're going to have a series of angel statues that are going to activate it. Let's show some text that's going to be, this door is made of solid stone. And this is a good idea, is that when you're going to have a puzzle like this, it's usually good practice to have some sort of clue, some sort of hint for the players to think about. So what we're going to have here is on the door, it's going to say, there is an ornate angel carved into it. Okay, so when they see the door, they're going to be like, oh, it's made of solid stone. There's an ornate angel carved into it. So that's going to make them think, maybe I should do something with the angel statues that we're going to put in, which we're going to put in right now. So let's go ahead and we're going to create some new events. Let's put an angel statue here. And when you're selecting your graphic, you can go all the way down to the bottom and you'll see tile set B and tile set C. From the, just like when you're making the map, you can use those tile sets. So let's grab this bottom graphic for this angel statue here. Click OK. Let's call this Angel Statue 1. Angel Statue 1. Now, let's make sure you set the priority to same as characters. Now let's have something here. Okay. One of the eyes on this statue looks like it can be pressed. Would you like to do so? And we're going to give a choice yet again. Again, just making things cleaner and making it seem like the player has some sort of decision over what they're doing. So let's put in that choice again. It's all about the illusion of choice, guys. So let's have this. Let's say the eye. You push in the eye. Okay, let's do another text. The sound of far off gears locking into place echoes through the hallways. Nope, halls. Now let's play a sound effect. Yet again, go through, kind of find something that we like. This one I want it to be like big and kind of really like serious sounding. Nope. Too much. Too mechanical. That's good. Just pitch that down. Nope. That was good. For the purposes of this, let's go with that. Okay, and yet again put in wait 5, and then go back over here to tab 1, and underneath control switches there's control variables. Put that in and do a single variable, and just like with switches, if you have an empty one, just name it something. We're naming it Angel Door. Click OK and go over here to add and have it do an add of a constant of 1. Now the player is going to have to find 4 angel statues to open the door. So every time that they activate an angel statue, it will go up 1. So click OK. And also, you're going to want to stop the player from doing it again. So this is where self switches come in. Self switches are contained switches that only affect the specific event. So self switch A to on. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Let's finish up this code. No, and we'll say I'll just wait a bit then. Cool. Okay, so now click New Event Page. Go down here to Self Switch. Click it. Now Self Switch A is on. Go down. Set your graphic again, because the statue doesn't change as you're using it. So it'll still be there. Have it say something. Be like, you already investigated this statue. Perhaps there are others like it around here somewhere. Cool. Click OK, and then click Apply. So now what that has done is we've done here is we've set a variable and we've set a self switch. The variable affects the door into the room that we want to get into, and the self switch affects just this statue. Click OK. Now what you'll notice here is that we have a little issue. And that is that we have the lower part of the statue, but we don't have the upper part. That one we'll put in within the actual map editing itself. So just kind of slap the tile on there. And in game, that's gonna look perfect. So let's put some more statues around here. I'm actually going to just copy this event. Copy. And I'm gonna put an angel statue, another angel statue right here, actually. But I'm gonna change the graphic to the one facing the other way. And actually, I don't have to change anything about this because the variables are going to affect just the same. The self switch is going to affect just the same. Everything will function just the same. The only thing I need to do is change the graphics. So this is super useful when you have multiple scripts that are similar. So I'm going to yet again place my thing. Okay, so let's just go through and place couple more of these. So let's put one, actually let's put them on this map as well. Right? Will that work? Yeah, that should work. Okay, paste. We don't need to change graphic, we don't need to change anything. Click OK. Just make sure that you put in your thing. This might interfere with the, oh no, it doesn't interfere with the banner. Cool. Then let's just put this one right here for symmetry, because I like symmetry. It's cute. All the cool kids do symmetry. Also, you might want to, just for organization's sake, be renaming these, actually. So that was 4. This one was 3. This one was 2. These are just good habits to get into. And let's just fix this graphic here. And click Save. Now let's go in. Actually, I forgot a step. We need to actually apply the variable effects to this door. So go in and edit it. And let's do a new event page. Now click the variable. Make sure that you set it to the right of variable, in this case, angel door. And let's set it to 4 or greater. So as long as the variable is at 4 or greater, then this event page will happen, which is we're just going to have the door be gone. So that we don't really need to do anything else. Click OK. And let's save and playtest. So now as you'll see, we're going to hit the switch to open that door. And we'll go downstairs. Running, running, running. And the door is made of solid stone. There's an ornate angel carved into it. Okay, so our player is going to be like, huh, maybe I should do something with these angels. Go up here, talk to the angel. One of the eyes in the statue looks like it'd be pressed. Would you like to do so? Yes. You push in the eye. The sound of far-off gears locking the place echoes through the halls. Okay. So now you go talk to it. Can't talk to it. Nothing matters. Nothing happens. Well, that's because we didn't set the priority, which we will go back and fix. But let's go through and let's hit all of them. Currently we're at 2. Go back up. Blah, blah, blah. Running along. Go to these statues. Push in the eyes. Gears. Go, 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 go. Now, if all worked as planned, this door blocking us from that room should be gone. Yep, there we go. Now we can enter into the room, and we're all good to go. Let's just go in and let's fix that one small problem that we had. Little error in our code. Edit. 2. Set this to same as characters. And do that for all of them. It's a quick fix. You'll see that like everybody makes mistakes when it comes to code. And that's fine because it's, you know, you learn from it and you get better as you go. The whole idea is just to be playtest constantly. So now that we got those all fixed, let's just do a quick double check to make sure that our event page 2 worked fine. So let's go up here. Let's push in the statue, you push in the eye. And you already investigated the statue. Perhaps there are others like it around here somewhere. So there you go, guys. Those are basic switches and variables and all that. Yeah, you should be able to take these concepts and apply them not only to puzzles within dungeons, but pretty much, you know, any other facet of the game that you can think of. If you can think of it, you can probably figure out a way to do it. I think I might have missed a statue. I did. That's okay. So yeah, let's get back to the studio and wrap this up. That's it, guys. That is how you can use variables within RPG Maker. Note that the techniques I showed you here can be used for more than just puzzles. Being able to use variables opens up a whole world of possibilities in regard to game design and flow. So play with it a little bit and see what you come up with. In the next video, we will be looking at advanced scripting and cutscenes. It should be a time and a half. You can click on this button here to go to that video. If it isn't up yet though, that button will instead take you to my channel where you can subscribe. If you liked this video, give it a like, leave a comment down below, or consider supporting me directly via Patreon. There's a link for that in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I will see you next time when I have to go back in time to try to make sure that my parents get together at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance so that I can be born.